Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Mining Insider. Today I'm here to talk to you about using T-Rex Miner's new dual miner ability. This is a big game changer for LHR cards. In the past we were able to get up to 70% of the max hash rate out of a card. Using dual mining, it enables us to mine 2 coins on one graphic card at the same time. I was very skeptical about this at first, but when I seen the results, it was mind-blowing. So stick with me, let me show you how to use T-Rex Miner's dual mining in Nicehash and make the most revenue on your LHR cards. Let's get started. We're going to be using an EVGA RTX 3080 Ti graphic card for our demonstration today. This is a LHR card, but it has 12 gigabytes of memory, which gives us even more options when it comes to dual mining. Once the LHR cards were released earlier this summer, the mining companies went to work very busy trying to find a way to unlock and overcome the LHR mechanism. Before then, LHR cards were limited to about 50% of the maximum hash rate that they could get. NB Miner was the first one to come up with a strong solution, and that was able to get about 70% of the maximum hash rate. I was seeing 25% improvement on a lot of the cards I was testing, and we covered this in detail. We did a full video showing you step by step how to unlock using NB Miner, and that was a great win for all of us. We were able to get a lot more hash rate from it. But what's amazing is that T-Rex came out with a new solution. The developers at T-Rex Miner weren't satisfied with just getting 70%. They took it one step further and they invented the concept of dual mining. Rather than mining one coin and only getting 70% of its maximum hash rate, wasting the other 30 or so percent of it, they came up with the concept of let's mine 2 coins in parallel on one GPU. And by doing that, you're able to mine coins like Ethereum and Ergo, Ethereum and Raven, Ethereum and Conflux, increasing your revenue even higher because now at least you're using that GPU to its 100% maximum. Now, Ethereum and Ergo is okay on most of your cards because it requires 8 gigabytes. But to be able to mine Raven or to mine Conflux with Ethereum, for Windows you need a 12 gigabytes card. So that's actually good candidates for 3060s as well as the 3080 Ti's that we're going to be testing today. Let's open up the Nicehash Miner and let's go over to the Plugins tab. In the Plugins tab, you'll see a list of all the miner plugins that are available currently in Nicehash, but there is no T-Rex Miner in here anymore. It used to be part of Nicehash, but earlier in the year, T-Rex Miner, they lost their GitHub page. And because of that, Nicehash said T-Rex plugin is temporarily disabled for new installs of Nicehash Miner. So T-Rex had initially, they had lost their GitHub page standing, and that's been fixed since then, but Nicehash is very slow to reinstate them as part of the Nicehash. So I'm not going to wait for Nicehash to reinstate T-Rex Miner. T-Rex Miner's got way too many features that I'm interested in, especially now this dual mining. See, if I was mining it directly into pools, I would need wallets for every coin I'm mining. So if I was mining Ethereum and Raven or Ethereum and Conflux, I need wallets for all of them. And if I'm going to be cashing out or whatever I'm going to be doing, I may have transaction fees. I may have to worry about exchanges. There's a lot more complexity to it, setting up other wallets and stuff. And that's the beautiful part about doing dual mining in Nicehash. Even if I'm doing Ethereum and Conflux, I just point them to go mine and contribute their hash power to Nicehash, and I'm getting all my paying revenue is coming back to me in Bitcoin. So no matter what I'm mining, if I'm mining it connected properly in Nicehash, I'm getting paid in Bitcoin. And that is the biggest, to me, win-win situation about using Nicehash. So let's download the T-Rex Miner, install it, and configure it to point to Nicehash in our wallets, and let's start making money in Nicehash doing some dual mining. Let's go to the T-Rex Miner GitHub site. Once we get there, the link will be down below. But if you go there, it's github.com TREXMiner/T-Rex. You'll see we are currently, the latest version right now is 24.2. They actually just added some additional support. We click on the latest icon, see version 24.2 at the time of this. They even added LHR unlock functionality for some Ergo auto-Lycos algorithms. So, hey, cool, that's a win. They keep updating and revising it. So I'm going to look for the T-Rex, the WinZip. I'm going to click on to download it. It's downloading. We've just successfully downloaded the T-Rex miner and it's in a zip form. We've already unzipped it into its own folder. At this point, be aware your antivirus software may kick in. It may try to basically either restrict files, or I've already had it already restricting delete mine too. Go into the folder, the T-Rex-024, the folder that you just downloaded. You want to look right away to make sure that there's still a T-Rex exe file there. If it's not there, that means your antivirus software ate it, and you're going to have to go put an exception and exclusion in there that your antivirus should just ignore that folder, ignore that directory for these files. And you'll see T-Rex exe is the actual miner software. So there's some configuration files and README there. But all the rest of these files here, they're just a list of sample files. So this is like Conflux on Nanopool, Conflux on Woollypoly, Ergo, 2 miners. So this is kind of just like a little bit of a jump start if you were going to be mining a certain coin on a certain mining pool. The ones we're really going to be interested in are the ones that start with LHR-unlock dual. And there's 3 of them here. There's unlock dual, there's Ethereum and Conflux, Ethereum and Ergo, Ethereum and Ravencoin. Let's take Ethereum and Ergo. Let's right click it, copy it, just paste it, make a new copy. And we're going to call this one Ethereum Ergo dash Nicehash. Keep it simple. This is going to be our file. And if we open up this file in here, see, Windows is going to come up with a window protected your PC warning. I'm just trying to edit the file. And I'm just going to say run it anyway because we're just going to open it. This is the batch file that actually runs the miner. It says, hey, T-Rex miner, start and mine on this coin, this algorithm into this pool. And this is my wallet address. Put the revenue in there. This is generated automatically from us from behind the scenes when we're using Nicehash and it starts mining. It uses a config file, but it basically does the same thing. It says, start NB miner and run it with these parameters and put the money in this wallet. This is the same thing, but Nicehash normally does it automatically when it's run natively from the Nicehash miner. Since we're creating this miner ourselves, it's going to be considered a manual rig, unmanaged, and Nicehash is not going to create this file for us. So we just have to go here. We're going to be modifying just 4 values total in this whole file, and we'll be all set to go. Let's take a look at this file item by item. This way you'll be clear. Don't be intimidated by it. It's pretty straightforward. Once you've done it once or twice, it's really, really easy. And if you've watched my Ergo video before on how we set up a manual rig in Ergo, we're really going to be replicating a lot of those same steps. So it's just kind of a segue to doing it again. Let's begin. So T-Rex exe, that's just the name of the program. It tells Windows, hey, run this miner. -A is the algorithm, and ETH hash is what they're using for Ethereum. That's the algorithm it's going to mine. -LHR algo, that's a new command that's in T-Rex, and that tells the T-Rex miner, hey, you're going to be doing dual mining. And the alternate algorithm it's going to be mining, it's calling Autolykos 2. It's really Ergo. Autolykos is Ergo. Don't have to worry about that. Don't have to change nothing in there. We just kind of want to walk you through what they are. Now there's -O, and then there's what's called a stratum. Well, what is a stratum? A stratum is a server that we have to point to. So our miner has to talk to a server on the other side to find out, hey, what coins, I'm going to be mining Ethereum. What commands do I need to do? So a stratum server is just really a pooling server, and it's running a pooling protocol and enables your miner to speak to the mining server, the primary mining server. So they're pointing right now to Ethermine. So that's an Ethereum mining one. So the first one is equivalent to this first ETH hash. This is the first stratum server. If we go into Nicehash, one of the nice things that they have is they have their own stratum generators. So if you go into nicehash.com, /stratum-generator. I'll put a link below for you in case you get lost with it. This is just a list of the different coins that they support and the servers that you can talk to. We're going to be looking for Ethereum, and Ethereum is really Dagger Hashimoto, and then put in your location. We're not Europe, I'm USA East. Dagger Hashimoto, generate address, and this is the address of the Stratum server. So this is what I'm going to copy. Let's go back to our batch file, and we're going to be replacing the Stratum server here. Make sure you keep spaces. And we're going to be replacing the Stratum server with the Stratum server that we got from Nicehash. Awesome. Okay, the next one is -U. And -U is really for the user. That's specifying the wallet. That's nothing special. If we go into Nicehash and we look at our miner, we go to our mining address, And wow, we have our mining wallet right there. We want to copy that address, come in here, and for the -u, that's our mining address. And we'll just copy it and paste it right there. Now we're pointing to a Nicehash server for Ethereum, and we're pointing Dagger Hash, and we're pointing to our own Nicehash wallet. So the money comes in my pocket. That's a good thing. One important step that you have to do right now, it'll save you a lot of headache later, is add a name. So put a dot and put the name of this rig, because this is an unmanaged rig, or else it shows up as like unmanaged default. If you have a few of them, it becomes very, very messy or very hard to identify which one it is in the future. So we're just going to call this dual 3080 Ti, because it's dual 3080 Ti mining. And that's what I'm going to call it. Let's just save it up to this step. So we're halfway there now. Next thing, if we scroll down and we see URL 2, there's another Stratum server. And this is Willy Pulley. This is actually the one that they're using for the second algorithm. Remember, the first algorithm they were using was Ethereum hash. Second algorithm was Autolykos. And Autolykos is for Ergo. So if we go back to the Stratum generator, and we're going to scroll here, but we're going to look for Autolykos. Autolykos is right there. So same thing, same USA East. Now I have my Autolykos address. So I just copy that. Yeah, the Willy Pulley one here. This is the URL 2. And replace that with the Lykos one from Nicehash. I save it. And now it's another user 2. Well, that's one of the beautiful things about Nicehash. I don't have to worry about multiple wallets for different coins or different things. I'm going to take my same wallet that I made before. We called it, it's our wallet address dot dual 3080 Ti. That's what I named it. You can name yours anything. We want to place this user 2. Delete that, paste ours. That's the name of ours. Save it, and we're good. So I should be able to come in now. Let me minimize this. Actually, let's go here. And while I'm here, since this is, I want to be able to easily run it or access it, I'm just going to go create a shortcut on the desktop. We have a shortcut for it, and we can just run it. Tum, 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 tum. Let's open this up a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. And we see, okay, the Stratum for Nicehash, the Stratum, and for the ETH hash one is pointing to Nicehash. The pools for Autolykos, it's also pointing to Nicehash. It's starting, it started both of them. We are dual mining right now. Let's wait for some status messages. It's actually a lot to watch, because now you're actually not just watching one algorithm. It's going to tell you the status of 2 different algorithms. It's going to tell you the Ethereum, and here's the Autolykos, and here's Ethereum, and here's Autolykos. I just want to double check. Right now, yeah, I am totally no overclocks whatsoever yet. We're mining Dagger hash. So Ethereum, we're doing 29 mega hash, and we are doing on Autolykos, we're doing 109. We are dual mining at this point. So if you can get to this point and you can get to this step and it's running, you are dual mining too. So congratulations, step number 1 done. We are dual mining between Ethereum and Ergo. And we're going to let this run for a little bit, and then we're going to go take a look to see how does it look inside of Nicehash. So I'm letting this run for a little bit, and I see I'm definitely going to need some overclocks. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to put in just a rough start right now. Let's put in 80 on the power, leave the core clock alone. And this is a card with a lot of memory. So I'm going to go to say 1300 plus. And that hopefully should smooth it out a little bit. Our temps a little high. Let's bring the fans up to like 75. And we're going to let this run for a little bit. Okay, we're doing about 120 on Ergo, Autolykos, and we're doing about 31 mega hash on Ethereum on our dual mining. And it's running smooth. While this runs, let's take a quick look at the GitHub page for T-Rex Miner. So we're very, very focused right now on the dual miner. We wanted to kind of just jumpstart and get you going for it. That's why we want to take you step by step through what's needed. Let's take a look back, because T-Rex Miner has a wealth. I mean a wealth. There's a lot of other features to it. And we don't want to kind of shortchange you by just saying, hey, just use it for the dual mining and use it for this. So let's take a quick look at on their GitHub page. If you look, there's a list of a lot of the features. So GitHub Miner, Ethereum, Autolycos, okay, Ergo, Kapow. So you have Ravencoin, you have Conflux, you have FearoPow, MTP. Go through this document. It's not very long. I'm going to put a link down below for it, but it tells you, like we were looking at the batch file before, -A's algorithm. And these are the different algorithms that are there. It also tells you too, intensity devices in case you actually wanted to have it do some of your overclocks and set the intensity for you. It gives recommendations for some of them too. There's tuning at different ratios. So, we've talked before about how you can be mining and it's going to mine so much on Ergo and it's going to try to do so much on algorithm. There's actually LHR, there's a tune feature that kind of lets you split a little bit. So if you want to try to get a little bit more Ergo, a little bit less Ethereum, you have a little bit of tuning. And that will be instrumental in helping you keep the LHR limiter coming on. Because sometimes if I'm too heavy, if I try to say, hey, go after all this Ethereum, the LHR lock is going to come on and everything is going to kind of crawl. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you want to find what's the best way you can get the most out of primary money coin, which is generally Ethereum. Sometimes it could be Conflux, Ergo, or Raven. You have this card, you want to get it running to its potential to get you the most revenue you can. If you scroll down through this, they give you a list of all the commands, all the features that are there. So don't be intimidated by it. You can definitely Google a lot of it. If you have questions on, especially related to this video, put comments down below and I'll do my best to reply as quick as I can. There's also another very useful page in GitHub on the T-Rex miner. It's about LHR and it gives their suggestions, or they give some guidance as far as for dual mining and as far as for overclocking, and some suggestions. They'll tell you Ethereum and Ergo. They'll list some cards. They'll tell you some expected hash rates, power limits that you'll expect it to, but it's right there. The overclocks are there. And there's even some parameters too. One thing that's really nice about the T-Rex miner, it has the ability, if you're not just working with power limits, if you want to actually lock the core clocks at certain range or a certain value, you can do that with T-Rex miner. And that's just one of many, many features that are part of it. We're looking here, there's Ethereum and Ergo, there's Ethereum and Raven, Ethereum and Conflux. I'm doing a 3080 Ti, so I'm just memory 1082 power. I am at 80 and 1300, so I'm probably a little bit higher. Their recommendation is right there, so you have some prescriptive guidance, at least from them there, that you can use as a base mark to experiment with. So on our mining, we see we're humming along and we are doing, okay, 26.7 on Ethereum and 137 on Ergo, Autolycos. So we should be able to get Ethereum a little bit higher. Let's maybe lower our memory. This is one thing I found was a little strange with my testing, is that sometimes the more I raise the memory, the more the secondary algorithm would increase and my Ethereum would go down. The more I decrease the memory, the more the Ethereum I would get. And I guess that's probably part of its logic of trying to fool the LHR logic. So let's see what we do. Let's just move this to here. Let's follow the guidance. Go to 82 on the power. And that's in place. Let's go back to our miner and see if that makes a difference. So now we're at 29 Ethereum and 134 on Ergo. Just for fun, I just want to go to full power and I'm going to go full memory clock. The one thing to keep in mind though, this graphic card is actually in my computer. So it is actually the main GPU that I'm using to do the display, to do the recording. So my hash is going to be a little bit lower for this testing. I'm going to split it off in a little bit. I'll show you that, but just my numbers will be a little bit lower right now because it is the main GPU on board that's doing the display and recording at the same time. So right now I am doing 31 on Dagger Hash, which is Ethereum, and I am doing 136 in Autolycos, which is Ergo. Let's take a look inside of Nicehash. Inside of Nicehash, if we go here, we'll go to our rig manager. We have, oh, look at that. We have our dual unmanaged. So what does that mean? Dual 3080 Ti. That's actually what we just named our rig that's the name of what we put in our batch file. Remember, after we put our wallet address, we called it Dual 3080 Ti. Dash unmanaged, Nicehash adds that to the end of it. And that's to signify that's an unmanaged rig. You're creating it same way if you had an ASIC or some other thing. It's an unmanaged rig. So if other coins become more profitable, it will not do any auto switching. You manually created the rig. You're manually responsible. Nicehash is not managing it for you. Now, this is great, but a lot of us will have more than one card. Well, let's say I have a 3090 or I have a 3070, but it's a full hash card. I just want to do something different with it. Normally, start up my batch file. I didn't specify any devices. So it's going to see any device it sees, any NVIDIA GPU that it can use, it's going to try to pull it right in, and it's going to try to start it mining. So if I had another card on here, it would try to pull that in. If I had another third in there, all three of them, it would be trying to do this dual mining, even if it was unnecessary, even if they were full hash rate cards. So I just downed this computer. I added a second graphic card to it, an RTX 3070 Founders Edition. So that's a full hash rate card. I put that on the primary slot. You can see here it's listed on the device manager. And then I still have the RTX 3080 Ti that's running as a secondary card, but I want to simulate a mining rig or a multi-card computer. Let's go back to our batch file before. We have our unlock, the same file we were working on before. Let's just run that. You will see though both cards are being pulled into this. That's not what I want because the Founders Edition 3070 is a full hash rate card. I do not want to try to use it for dual mining or anything. That wouldn't make sense. I want to try to just mine Ethereum right now because that is the most profitable coin. Okay, we have our first message. We could see that both cards are actively trying to run both Auto Lycos as well as Ethereum. That's not what I want though, so let me close this miner down quick, and we're going to edit our batch file. So the same batch file we're working with, we know that the 3080 we've seen from the last run is device number 1. So at the beginning of my batch file, after the trex.exe, before it does the algorithm, I want to do -d space 1. And that signals that only use device 1, only include device 1 in this miner. Also, if I have more devices, if I have device 2, 3, and 4, I could just put comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, whatever I needed in here. But by doing this, let's save it, close it. Let's start this miner again. If you scroll up to the top, you see there's GPU 0 listed, but that's grayed out with a minus sign in front of it. And GPU 1 is there, and that has a plus. But now all the activity you're going to be seeing in this miner now is related to GPU 1, which is the 3080 Ti, and that's exactly what I want. Let's go open up Nicehash. Let's go to devices. Now in our devices, we have both cards. We have the 3070 and the 3080 Ti. They're both here and they're both listed. The problem is that I'm already mining the 3080 Ti using dual mining. I do not, and it's an unmanaged rig. I do not want to include it in Nicehash's automated managed rigs. So I'm just going to disable the card that I'm running manually on. Now that card is not part of it, so I can safely just start a rig up, or just even from here I can just start it up. Now only the 3070 is going to be running from the managed rig on Nicehash, and the 3080 Ti is going to keep running on dual mining. And this is very important because oftentimes we need a way to specify, okay, I'm going to be running this algorithm on this card, or I'm going to be using this approach or this LHR strategy on this card. But you want to be able to split them up. Everything is not an LHR card or vice versa. This at least lets you specify for your manual rigs which cards you want running on that miner. I've been dual mining Ethereum and Ergo for a little while, and I see there's a good amount of variability in the hash rate numbers for both coins. So for the Ethereum as well as the Ergo, there's definitely a good amount of variability there, plus or minus 10 a lot of times on the hash rates. That is not allowing me to get a good estimate of what my profitability is going to be. So I'm going to actually turn to Nicehash. I see this is what dual mining looks like. I have the Ergo as well as I have Ethereum. They're both there with their profitability on the graph. It's only showing me I have a projected revenue of $441 a day. And for me, that's low. I know I should be making at least $5 plus a day on this card. At this time, I'm going to actually be looking at some other altcoins to mine. And we're going to start looking at mining with Ethereum and Conflux, because that's where I think the treasure lies. Based on the current revenue we're seeing for dual mining with Ethereum and Ergo, it's clear that we should be mining Ethereum direct using just LHR and get as much Ethereum hash as we can. But that doesn't, exclude all other algorithms from dual mining. So there's other options which would include, we have Ethereum and Ergo, which we covered, is Ethereum and Raven, and Ethereum and Conflux. The difference is Ethereum and Raven under Windows requires more memory. It can only be done on a 3060 or a 3080 Ti, which has 12 gigabytes in it. And Ethereum and Conflux also requires additional memory. This is all in the document I sent you before. That's going to be the link down below. It tells about the different dual mining, the unlocks. It tells all your overclocks. It tells limitations, gives suggestions, as well as tells what is the expected hash rates for both of them. So this is kind of like a Bible, I'm going to say, for this day one of dual mining, and just, you know, make it a good reference, and it'll help save you a lot of time and headache trying to figure out what these different overclocks and options are. I'm going to be starting to look at doing some other coins now, including Ethereum and Raven, and Ethereum and Conflux, because I have a 3080 Ti card and that's got 12 gigabytes in it. So let's see what we can get out of it now. We need to create a miner now that'll enable us to do dual mining between Ethereum and Conflux. The easiest and fastest way to start that is, let's take a copy of the file that comes in the T-Rex directory. The one that's for Ethereum, it's LHR-unlock-dual-Ethereum plus Conflux. So just right click it, copy the file, paste it, and let's just take our file here, rename it Nicehash, just like the other one before. We're going to open up this file. We're going to edit it. Of course, it's going to yell at me. Yes, we want to do this, run anyway. And we're going to have to just repeat the same steps that we did before. So we're going to be opening up the stratum generator. We're going to have to get the ID for the stratum for Octopus and in your location. And then we're going to have to do the same thing for the Dagger hash. It's just a repeat of the same steps we did earlier. We're just going to be pointing to Octopus as the other algorithm instead of Ergo. To save time, I've actually copied and pasted the stratum generators for Ethereum as well as the stratum generator for Octopus into the batch file so I can quickly start it. And I also had to add that -D1 parameter, because remember, we have two devices in this computer. We only want to run it on device 1. So with this set, I can close it up, and let's open up the miner. Let's expand it a little bit. Okay, we see we're pointing to Dagger Hashimoto USA East Nicehash, perfect, and Octopus USA East Nicehash. So both of them are pointing to Nicehash. I'm going to let this miner run. We're going to see some of the hash numbers come out of it, and we're going to come back to it in a little bit. So I've been dual mining on Ethereum and Conflux for about the last 10, 11 hours now. I want to see what are the real numbers and how do they look over time. One main item I can identify is that these numbers on the screen, they are what it's mining at that moment. There's a lot of fluctuation. I suspect and I think that that fluctuation is due to the algorithm inside of the T-Rex miner. It seems to keep trying to adjust to try to find the right equilibrium between how much Ethereum and how much, Octopus it can mine at that time. So there is variability, and I see it's increasing, but I do see the numbers definitely fluctuate a lot. I'm seeing right now I have Dagger hashes Ethereum. Now it's at 33, but sometimes I see it at the low 40s. For Octopus, I'm seeing it's at 83, so that's more of the high end. Sometimes you see it on the low 70s. If I go into the Nicehash website, I can also concur that you'll see variability over time. As these algorithms are running, there is a certain degree of variability. And normally when you just, straight mining, or you're just straight mining a single coin, it's relatively consistent or a pretty linear line to it. But you can definitely see this variability with this. But wow, look at the estimated payout that they're saying over a 24-hour period is about $7.24 for this card. That is incredible, but I'm very cautious about Nicehash as far as their projected numbers. I really only trust the actual revenue that hits my wallet. That's the safe number. So if I scroll down and I see my last payout for Nicehash pays out 6 times a day. So for each 4-hour period, it's telling me my last payout was $1.18. So if I take $1.18 times that by 6, it's telling me, wow, this card is going to make about $7.08 a day is its gross number. It's not too far off from what they're doing on their projection. That's huge. That's a game changer to me. Let's look at what's mine. If I go to a 3080 Ti card and what's mine, it's saying 81. I really think it's probably close to like 83. I can get hash rate out of it. So we're even going to be a little bit more optimistic. But I'm seeing that I'm getting $5.49 would be my Nicehash revenue if I was just doing straight mining. So if I take this number minus 5 0.49. And wow, I have $1.59, $1.59 a day difference doing dual mining. I don't know if it's just because the coin where they're rallying and the revenue is up right now for whether it's Octopus or Ethereum. That's huge, and that's going to make the marketability and the usability for these LHR cards, that especially the ones that have the 12 gig and can mine not just Ethereum and Ergo, but they can mine Ethereum and Ravencoin or Ethereum and Conflux at the same time. This is an absolute game changer. This changes the profitability and how quickly I'm going to be able to ROI on my cards. In this video, we've talked about mining with the T-Rex miner using the new dual mining capability. We've showed how to download and install the T-Rex miner and how to configure it to work with Nicehash. We've also done dual mining with Ethereum and Ergo, as well as Ethereum and Conflux, and the profitability is very promising for that. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give us a big thumbs up like. Smash down on that subscribe button if you haven't already. We welcome all your questions and comments. Please put them down below. We'll do our best to reply quickly. And until then, stay safe. Happy mining.